time last week, the question in the 125 West class was who would step up. Your answer, Ivan Tedesco. With a dominating ride in both his heat race and the main event, Hot Sauce lit up the track as he led every lap of both races. He is now the series leader, and 125 West Racing is alive and well, and it's next on ESPN2. Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona and Bank One Ballpark. It's the THQ AMA Supercross Series 125 West Racing. And hello once again, Todd Harris along with a few of my friends here in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, tonight we've got 2 heat races and an LCQ, and it all leads up to one great main event. Right now, let's send it down to my colleague Cameron Steele, who's standing by with last week's winner, Ivan Tedesco.
Thank you, Todd. I'm right now with the man of the hour, Ivan Tedesco, stepping it up huge. Ivan, everybody at home wants to know, what was the secret to flogging everybody at Anaheim?
You know, I put in my homework, I think, during the off-season, and my bike, you know, my KX 250F, they came out with that bike this year, and they worked really hard on it. I whole shot everything I was in, and, you know, just everything came together for me, and hopefully I could do that again tonight.
The 4-strokes seem to have an advantage. I think 9 of the top 10 bikes were 4-strokes. This week, there's some obstacles it looks like only the bigger bikes, the 4-strokes, can get over.
Yeah, you know, my 4-strokes running really good. You know, Pro Circuit does a good job on it, and I'm not having no problems getting over anything that some of the other guys are, so, you know, I'm feeling really good.
Well, we'll see if he can get over all the other riders, but right now, a guy that wants to throw a wrench in his spokes is hanging out with Jamie Little.
Thanks, Cam. Nathan Ramsey was the runner-up last week, and this week he wants to change things up. Now, Nathan, I know last weekend you proved to everybody you have the speed, but did you make any changes this week? I know last week you didn't have the best start in the world.
Yeah, you know, thanks, Jamie. Last weekend went pretty well for me. The CRF, you know, 250 is awesome. The bike was kind of proved itself last week, and, you know, the only problem was I got a bad start. So, yeah, this week I went and did some homework on starts and, you know, just did my normal deal, put in my laps, and, you know, tried to be more aggressive. Those guys are, you know, young and aggressive, and I've stepped down there in the mix with them, so I got to pick it up a little bit, too.
All right, you're out there in the mix with Ivan Tedesco. I saw you guys today in practice, back and forth, back and forth. What's it going to take to beat him tonight?
Well, you know, he's riding really well. There's a lot of guys out there riding good. A lot of the Factory Connection Honda guys are riding good, too, and this track is going to be really tight. You know, it's pretty hard to make up time, so it's going to be charging hard, and whoever's kind of can hang on for 15 laps and go the hardest.
Well, we all know Nathan Ramsey was a 1999 125 champion. We'll see if he can do it again, and he wants it to start tonight.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Cameron Steele. It's now time for the THQ Track Experience.
On the left side of your screen, what is happening on the track with Andrew Short of MotoWorldRacing.com. On the right, the shot from his helmet. This is a triple. 65 feet right turn. And then right here, you can go 3 if you really want to. The 4-strokes are really the only bikes that have been able to do it. Here, Andrew going 2, 2, 2. Step on, step off. Few of these on the track. They're kind of tricky. A double over here, and this is the under in the bridge, getting dark. Step on, step off again. Some guys are going to go inside, and then your finish line.
Let's take a look at the Thor starting grid for the 125. Heat number 1 as the 30 board goes up. Nathan Ramsey, Roncada, Hansen, Sellards, Gosler, they're all there, Cameron, but I'll tell you what, Nathan Ramsey's certainly a guy to keep your eye on.
Definitely the 99 West Coast champion and the winner of this event, and he has the fastest lap time from the final practice. He is more than a factor. He has got to be the favorite.
A picture-perfect evening tonight at Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix, Arizona. The 30 board is up. Everyone's ready to go racing. And I'll tell you what, the 125 class should be a great shootout. 30 board is sideways, and we are just about set.
And Todd, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like Michael Bloss, the 83 bike, was right there. The 21, Stephane Roncada with the hole shot.
Roncada leads him through that second corner. Right behind him, though, it's number 41 moving up, and it's Roncada certainly looking good and getting a great line.
This is a rhythm section. You will be seeing different lines on in the 125s when guys get separated. So, whoa, talk about a different line. We saw bikes flying out of the screen the wrong direction there. Ivan Tedesco has been tripling into that section. We saw another rider go down. Maybe some jitters here. I'm also going to mention the dirt is a little bit different than Anaheim. It's a little more tacky. It's not slippery and blue groove.
The green flag is out. They are starting. Remember, we're going 6 laps. The top 9 go to the main event. Everyone else goes to the LCQ. The Kawasaki of Stephane Roncada is moving through. Right behind him, 41, Brian Gray, who almost matched him, Cameron, through that whole shot. And then Chris Gosselin was sitting in third, but he had a little bobble. But it is all Stephane Roncada right now, your leader.
Huge props to Brian Gray. This is only his 2nd Supercross race, and he has been nervous. He looked nervous in day qualifying. He had to ride that during the day because he wasn't top 10. And
here's Gosselin right on the right side of your screen.
Oh, Gosselin getting a little bit sideways. And when he does start the track coming back, it high sides him off the motorcycle. It looks like he kept it running. It's hard to start those 4-strokes when they get warm. You see Roncada with the step on, step off there. Roncada running a sweet race. That's the spot right there where Gosselin fell.
Let's talk about the line that Stephane's taking, because he's already creating a bit of a gap between himself and Gray.
Well, Stephane is looking to use the outsides of the berms. I was talking to Ricky Johnson today, and he was saying you get around the outside of that berm. If you start your apex at the top outside and roll it around, you are turning faster than most anybody else on the track. And Roncada definitely turning some great lap times. There's Brian Gray, who I mentioned was having a hard time in day qualifying in the 25. Look who's coming, your boy, Nate Ramsey.
Here he comes, Nate Ramsey on the outside trying to get the job done, and look at that. He makes it stick as they get through that section.
All right, well, Nate Ramsey turning some lap times in. He's in some lap. Oh, you see there, we talked about different sections available on this track. That's another area. You saw him tripling. Oh, the block.
Wow.
Wow, Michael Blows coming in, Team Samsung Radio Shack, and giving a little to Factory Suzuki's Brian Gray.
Michael Blows from Phoenix, Arizona, number 83 on board the Yamaha, looking very good, wanting to get into the fray. Remember, it's the top 9 that go to the main event, everyone else in the LCQ, and Blows right now is not wanting to waste any time, but your leader continues to be Stephane Roncada. Nathan Ramsey sits in 2nd, Michael Blows now in 3rd. We'll be back to Phoenix, Arizona for more 125. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. This is Bank One Ballpark, heat number 1 of the 125 class. And your leader, number 21, is Stephane Roncada. He got the whole shot, Cameron, and he has not looked back.
He hasn't looked back, but he may have to soon, depending on how much time is left here. Stephane is turning quick lap times under a minute, but Nate Ramsey came in with a 57, almost even. The best time so far Roncada has put down is a 58, almost even. So almost a second faster for Nate Ramsey, who is chasing right now in 2nd place.
Cameron, explain to folks at home, what is the benefit of winning your heat race or even placing in the top 3 instead of wanting to say, hey, I just want to be 8th and go right to the main?
The higher you finish in your heat race, the better pick you get in the gate. So if you're first place in your heat race, and your heat race is the fastest of the 2, you get the first pick. And then the winner of the 2nd fastest heat race gets the 2nd pick, and the white flag's out.
So we are on the final lap. Remember, 6 laps, the top 9 to the main, and right now it is Stephane Roncada leading Nathan Ramsey, number 25. And that is number 83, Michael Blows, sits in 3rd place right now. Blows, who put a tremendous pass earlier on Gray, comes to us from Phoenix, Arizona, on board the Yamaha YZ250F. And this kid has really been a revelation.
He has, and they're a factory-supported effort, and he looks great. I went by their pits, and you see him right here stuttering, and the whoops dropping. We got the 191 bike coming up on him. I believe that's Jonathan Schimpf, if I'm not mistaken. And it is. You see him dropping a little bit there. The whoops are very sharp here. They're short and tight together, which means you can skim them. And some guys say relatively easily. But if you do drop, they are steep and deep.
Esmeralda knows about dropping that front into the whoop sections. He had a problem last week in Anaheim, California. But right now, as the 125 Heat 1 rolls on, it is still Stephane Roncada and Nate Ramsey going 1 and 2. You are looking at number 83. That is Michael Blows, currently sitting in 3rd. They're all trying to track down, as Cameron pointed out, a high finish position as Stephane Roncada wraps things up, comes through the finish just moments ago. A relatively easy race for him. He picks up the victory, but Nathan Ramsey, towards the last, Cameron, was really pushing him. As we take a look at our final results, it's Stephane Roncada picking up the victory, followed closely by Nathan Ramsey. Brock Sellards checks in at number 5. With the rest of the guys trying to transfer, it's Gosler, Canary, Hansen, and Josh Summey. He will get the final transfer position. Right now, let's check in with Jamie Little.
And Stephane Roncada continuing the momentum from Anaheim. Stephane, you're on fire. You're like the man we used to see a few years ago in the 125 class.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like a couple years ago, being back on the podium every week, and I'm just very glad to be here. The KX 250F is working great, and got me a great hot shot over there. Killed them at the start, so the bike is definitely really fast, and I'm looking forward for the main event. I'm going to have a good pick on the gate, so it should be good.
All right, guys, a commanding hole shot, and Pro Circuit Kawasaki continues their dominance.
So let's take a look at our Thor starting grid for 125 heat number 2. And once again, another Kawasaki. As Jamie pointed out, the Kawasaki's looking very good. The 30 board is sideways, and we are set to go racing.
Looks like one of the Hondas with the jump there, but it's going to be Tedesco with the hole shot, if I'm not mistaken, continuing where he left off in Anaheim. You can pretty much say, see you later, Ivan, at this point, unless he slips up.
Right about now, the folks at Kawasaki have got to be loving this. What wins on Saturday most of the time sells on Monday. As we go on board with Andrew Short, your leader, though, Ivan Tedesco, number 29, and Short in the fray.
Oh, you see right there, the rider elected not to do the triple, and Andrew went to the left. That view was amazing, how he decided to go ahead and turn out and triple. That was really tight, and as you can see, the Supercross track is no place for mistakes. There's so much going on, and Andrew Short, he is looking for a win. He had a good finish at Anaheim. Right. He was looking for a little bit better, Todd.
As they come through, the green flag is out. Your leader, Ivan Tedesco. He is followed by Travis Preston, Matt Walker at third, and Short right now sitting in fourth. Now let's keep an eye on Travis Preston. Here's a guy, number 62, who a lot of people thought would dominate the 125 West. After one round, not the case. That man, number 29, he has not trailed in any race thus far.
Well, it's still early in the season, and Travis Preston had a little bit of a hard go at Anaheim, and you can see Tedesco on that four-stroke getting triple through that section. It's a difficult section. The jumps are different sizes. Here's another different section where you can go. You can actually triple off that bump right there. You see Preston doubling on. There comes Matt Walker on the 122 bike, but the 62 Preston giving chase right now. One of the taller guys on the circuit, and he's probably one of the thankful guys that they had this 250 four-stroke. Now it's a little bit bigger bike, and it accommodates him. I mean bigger with the motor because he's not a small rider.
Two thumpers out in front right now. The four-stroke's looking very good. Travis Preston from Hesperia, California. He's on the Honda CRF 450R. As we slide back a few places, that's number 32 right now that is checking in, trying to move up in the pack. Andrew Short, and Short sits in fourth place. We remind you, the top 9 to the main, the other 11 to the LCQ. And if you're in this position, you want to hold tight because, as Cameron pointed out in heat number 1, you got to get a good finish because you get a better pick at the main event.
Here's that section right there. Troy Adams coming into the picture. You see how they're doubling in and then doubling in and then tripling out. Tedesco is tripling, and then doubling out. It's much faster. Anyway, it looks that way. I don't have a stopwatch just on that section. But Troy Adams giving chase on Andrew Short. Now, I'm a little bit surprised, Todd. I thought I'd see Andrew Short maybe pulling away, but these corners are a little bit slippery. The dirt's loose a little bit. Could be a little bit of an advantage for the four-strokes.
Behind Short, it is Marley and Schnell, but Ivan Tedesco continues to lead this 125 heat number 2 from Phoenix, Arizona. Troy Adams right now in 5th place, really looking fast as he tries to make a move, moving up one more position.
Troy's been kind of the surprise of, Supercross racing in general over the last few months. A great finish at the U.S. Open, then a top 5 at the last event.
We'll step aside. We'll be back with more 125 Heat 2 racing in just a moment from Phoenix. Welcome back to Bank One Ballpark, Phoenix, Arizona. You are looking at your leader in the 125 heat number 2. That is Ivan Tedesco. Folks, last week in Anaheim, he led start to finish in his heat race, and he led start to finish in the main event, picking up the victory. Cameron, I got to ask you, what is the difference from last year Hot Sauce and this year Hot Sauce?
Well, right there you saw his mud flap fall off, which protects the shock. Won't be a big deal in case you're wondering at home. That little white piece of plastic, not an issue. Yellow flag's out, and these guys are going around. This triple jump the difference, really, I mean, he won a race last year. Ivan had some injuries last year, wasn't able to compete all the time, and I think that was really the difference. He's looking awesome, and he's had a lot of time to test this motorcycle. He knew a long time before the season he was going to be riding for Pro Circuit Kawasaki, and that's a help with the transition.
Well, he won his last race last year, and he's picked up right there. Right now, though, Travis Preston, number 62, from Hesperia, California, on board that Honda, trying to track him down. Preston, as Cameron's pointed out, he wants to finish high, and a victory here would be huge for him.
Watching those corners, Travis sliding a little bit, the wheel blowing out just a bit. You can see Roos, like loose Roos, flying, and Travis entering the whoops quickly back on the back of the motorcycle. Most guys ride it like that, but he's tall. When he gets back in the whoops to keep the wheels up. Look at this, Matt Walker also having a good run, the 122 bike. He wasn't in the main event last week. Heartbreaking for Walker, who's an awesome rider. And he's been looking great. He had one of the fastest times all day. And behind Walker, this is Andrew Short.
Andrew Short, the onboard camera this week in Phoenix, Arizona. Andrew Short having a great run in a qualifying position right now into the main event. As we've said before, you do not want to go to an LCQ if you don't have to.
When you're on board with them right now, you see riders off to the side. It's a little crazy. And Ivan Tedesco is getting some checkers.
The checkered flag is out, and a victory for Ivan Tedesco. He picks up the win here. 125, heat number 2, as we go back on board Short, and he'll pick it up as well. So Short, a great ride with the helmet cam. He will finish 4th, but your winners, Ivan Tedesco, followed by Travis Preston, Walker, and Short, your top 4. So there are your final results. It's Ivan Tedesco with a Heat 2 victory, followed by Travis Preston, Matt Walker, Andrew Short, and Troy Adams, the top 5. Richie Owens gets in at 9th. He will transfer on. Right now, let's check in one more time with Jamie.
Ivan, you're one of the only riders we've seen go triple in that rhythm section. You're obviously doing your homework, and you got the track dialed.
Yeah, you know, that triple is pretty tough over there, and yeah, I got it in pretty much every lap, that heat race. And, you know, my bike's really good, and hopefully I can keep on doing that in the main.
All right, Ivan Tedesco riding with more confidence than I've ever seen him.
Thanks a lot.
Upcoming races look like this. On the 17th, we're in Anaheim, California. On the 24th, just down the road in San Diego at Qualcomm Stadium. And on the 31st, we wrap up our trio of visits to Edison International Field, our final visit to beautiful Orange County, California. Right now, it's time for the Suzuki Question of the Week.
What kind of Suzuki aftermarket parts are on the RM125?
The really big asset we have on the RM125 and the RMZ250 is the arc levers. These products are actually available to any customer, and it's a really good system. It keeps the lever from breaking when a rider goes down. Thanks again for asking the Suzuki Question of the Week.
Thank you very much, Tim, for the Suzuki Question of the Week assistance. Right now, let's send it down to Jamie Little, who's with a very special guest.
I'm standing here with Terry Emig of Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. Now, right here in Phoenix is their home base, and you guys are helping out the sport of Supercross tremendously. $250 each week to the top techs. It's amazing for those guys, for the mechanics, but you guys are also doing something new. What's up with this scholarship I'm hearing about?
You know, we've been involved with Supercross for a number of years, but just recently we sat down with Jeremy McGrath. Jerry, he really felt like it was time to do something, give something back to the industry in recognition for the technicians. So we set up a Jeremy McGrath scholarship, and it's going to be awesome.
You know, Terry, it's always good to see you guys out here. And the funny thing is, a lot of the mechanics you're seeing out here for the top pros, they went to the school, Motorcycle Mechanics Institute.
125 LCQ on the line here in Phoenix, Arizona, Bank One Ballpark. As we take a look at the starting lineup, there's Jeff Gibson, Sean Collier, Tommy Harrison, and the rest of the crew all trying to battle out Cameron to try to make it to the main event.
Well, this is do or die. They got 4 places going on to the main event, and the rest are hitting the showers, washing up, and watching the main event from the stands. And it looks like the 171 bike. Wow, someone darting off the track. That's Cole Sibler riding for the Samsung Radio Shack team, getting the whole shop. Props out to him.
Sibler bringing it around. Gibson right next to him on the inside line. Can Gibson take it away?
Looks like Jeff Gibson in there, and he's going to take the lead. Brian Gray on the factory Suzuki number 41. Showing some tire there, but oh, getting a little bit of tire there himself from Timmy Wigan on the 56 bike.
But your leader, Jeff Gibson out of Westerville, Ohio, on board the Yamaha YZ250F Star Race of Yamaha O'Neill and Enzo Big Gunner sponsors. As they lead them through, the green flag is out. This is 125 LCQ. As Cameron pointed out, only 4 guys will transfer on to the main event. For everyone else, their evening is done.
Jeff Gibson's like kind of the quiet guy. He's, always kind of like pensive. You know, you never really know what you're getting from when you go up to talk to him. He's always in a good mood, though. And here, Timmy Wigan having a little bit of problems with the whoops. Remember, 4 are going to qualify. And, well, Brian Gray, I think, sitting back there in 4th place right now. And Roger DeCosta, the team manager from Suzuki, bringing him on last year on the Outdoor Nationals. He had some great finishes. And he's brand new to Supercross. This is his 2nd race. And he's probably got Roger and Buzz and all the guys over there chewing their fingernails a bit.
Trying to get their guys in the main event. The weekend is somewhat of a wash if you don't make it to the main event. A lot of good practice, but practice, it's not about practice now. It's about making it to the main, and right now, Jeff Gibson is on his way.
Doing business. I like it. Cole Sibler, this is a guy I haven't seen a lot of, and he's looking quite good as well, running in 2nd place right now. And, they're Supercrossing. I love it.
Cameron, you know, the other thing to point out, this is a short race. It's only 4 laps.
It is, and these S-turns, you can see the guys carrying their speed pretty well. Jeff's setting up good for the whoops. He's doing a good job carrying speed. And, you know, at the end of the session, so to speak, they get ready for the main event. They don't want to knock these guys out. 4 laps is enough to decide who the 4 fastest guys are that, you know, had a bad shot in their heat race. Because there's only 2 heats in the 125 race, as we saw. This is it, last chance qualifier. No semis like they have in the 250 class. And Gibson stretching it out, getting over the triple. And this section right here can be tripled, but he's not doing it. Double, double, double. And Stephane, actually stepping all the way over. It's kind of an interesting little spot right there where none of the guys are really stepping over that. They're electing to single over it and then roll that corner and double over.
Well, at this point, do you think Gibson's just playing it safe, seeing the lead that he has, not going to take any chances?
Absolutely. There's no reason to take any kind of chance. And even if he got passed and got pushed back to 2nd place, still no reason to get crazy. I mean, get crazy if you're in 4th, 5th, 6th place. 5th and 6th place right now. Well, they should be definitely getting nuts.
So your leader right now is Jeff Gibson. We are on the final lap. The white flag is out for these guys who move on to the main event. Oh, and look at this. Gray almost goes down, and Boniface is right there to make a charge, and not know if he's going to be able to close the deal.
Well, Gray, like we talked about, Roger DeCosta biting his nails. Boniface coming up on a Suzuki support ride from MotoWorld.com Racing. And, wow, Gray getting underneath him. Only 2nd Supercross. Gray's fighting it out. He wants to make it through.
On the outside looking in is bike number 41. Brian Gray trying to make a move. And look at that. Boniface has a problem.
Unbelievable. You think Boniface would be smooth. I know he's pumped up. And there you have your winner right there, Jeff Gibson. And I don't think, I think Gray's got him.
He got him. So Brian Gray gets the final transfer spot. It's Jeff Gibson, though, who gets the victory, and a huge win for him as he will transfer on to the main event. As we take a look at our Thor, final results is Jeff Gibson, Siebler, Wigan, and Brian Gray moving on to the main event. What a great night of racing. We are all heating up. When we come back to Phoenix, Arizona, it's the 125 main event from Bank One Ballpark. Stay with us. We'll have more 125 Supercross racing in just a moment, but right now it's time to check out the Supercross Fan Fest right here in Phoenix, Arizona, Bank One Ballpark, and what a show it is. On hand, the king, Jeremy McGrath, holding a book signing with his new book wide open. But that's not all. All kinds of demonstrations, giveaways, stunts. Everyone turning out for a good time, including these guys, putting on a great show for the fans who turned out in droves. Food, fun, and the king, all to be found at the Supercross Fan Fest right here in Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, and Bank One Ballpark. We're in the midst of the 125 West Supercross Series. Attendance tonight, 46,000. Right now, let's check in quickly with Jamie Little.
Todd, with his rookie season out of the way, he's gained some weight, got a new trainer, and he's living up to his dad's legacy, Donnie Hansen. Of course, I'm talking about our Nissan Rider of the Week, Josh Hansen.
I'm Josh Hansen, 19 years old, riding for the Boost Mobile Yamaha Trail Racing. Last year didn't really go as well as I wanted it to. I was hurt most of the year, and I put a hole in my intestines, which really screwed me up for the Supercross series. I ended up with an 8th overall out of the whole series. But, yeah, this year, I mean, you know, I have my trainer, Johnny Louch, and, you know, we've been going really forward with it, and my bikes are a whole lot better. And just kind of been going to the doctor's office every week, you know, getting adjusted, and you know, just keeping up on top of training, and it seems like it's helped me so much. You know, my dad, Donnie Hansen, he's been helping me out on my starts, and really, it's been really good so far. To be Donnie Hansen's kids kind of got a lot of pressure on you. You know, you're like, you know, everybody's expecting, well, hey, you got to follow your dad's footsteps and stuff. Hey, and you know, I feel that way, but you know, like, I want to try to be better than him. You know, I want to try to win more championships and stuff, and you know, with him guiding me through it, I should have no problem doing it. I mean, it's definitely a tough footstep to follow, but there's no reason why I can't do it.
And we wish Josh Hansen the best of luck as we get set for the 125 main event from Phoenix, Arizona. Just over 46,000 folks in attendance to watch this, the main event, as we take a look at our Suzuki starting grid. Ivan Tedesco and Stephane Roncada flying the colors of Kawasaki. Travis Preston looked good in his qualifying round. Cameron, I know you're the man of the hour and you can pick him. Who do you like?
I'm going to stick with Tedesco. He's looked like he's been on fire the whole time. I know Ramsey's been really quick. I'm looking for those guys to mix it up, and Stephane Roncada is definitely not afraid. That's the onboard shot right there from Andrew Short, Team Motor World. You can see the board is up. When it goes sideways, they have less than 5 seconds.
This is the 125 main event. 22 riders have qualified for this prestigious show, and they're going 15 laps, so a little longer than the qualifying. Bikes are in immaculate condition, and this is what everyone in Phoenix has stuck around for. The board is sideways, and we are set to go racing 125 main from Phoenix.
It's a long start straight, too, Todd.
Getting a little squirrely off the line. Everyone trying to get that corner first, and it looks like it's number 32 going into the corner.
The fifth, is it the 52? And Timmy Wygan, it's looking like, gets the whole shot. And one of the Pro Circuit Kawasaki's is right there. And hello, Ivan Tedesco. The question is, will he go for it quickly, or will he be waiting for it?
So it's Tedesco trying to stay patient. Remember, he has not trailed at any race this year. So if they go through the green flag lap and he's in second, this will be a first. So Ivan Tedesco currently sitting in second place as they come through, and Tedesco on the charge.
My bad, I'm sorry. One of my friends, a guy I've known for a long time, is actually, that's Greg Schnell out front on the 52. I got him confused with the 56 and Timmy Wygan, and Tedesco making the passes. I make my fix, but no. Schnell coming up, shutting the door on him and saying, ride for Pro Circuit and Spy. Schnell aboard the Honda 4-stroke.
So Greg Schnell, number 52, now getting passed by number 29. That is Ivan Tedesco out of Murrieta, California, on board the Kawasaki KX 250. And he is looking good as the 250F is working right now. Now watch him cruise through this section, Cameron.
And you can see Ivan stretching it out. And the problem here is going to be if someone doesn't get right on the gas and get going behind Tedesco, Hot Sauce, as we call him on the 29, will be long since gone, and he is not prone to make a lot of mistakes. Once he's out in front and smooth, he has had a tendency in the past to try real hard and push real hard and then have problems. But once he's out front, I mean, he's been a pretty flawless rider.
So as Cameron and I get our eyes checked, it is Tedesco, Schnell, Sellards, and Blows right now, 1 through 4, as we go back and look at the Butterfinger hole shot. Keep your eye, though, on your boy, Greg Schnell, number 52, in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, banking in the extra cash, Greg Schnell with your hole shot. Man, I feel bad I miscalled his number there. This is a guy I've known for a long time, and man, it's cool to see him out there. And he's a guy that's a technician too. He can keep it smooth.
Oh, look at this!
He doesn't run out of gas. And
back in second place. Sorry to cut you off, Cameron, but it is Ron, number 21, Stephane Roncada, who has moved into second place. And we've seen this before. The Kawasaki's going 1 and 2. Schnell getting shuffled back to third place, and yet another Kawasaki coming into view with Matt Walker sitting in fourth.
Yeah, Walker's coming up, not making the main last week. And talk about a frustrated guy. Said he's battled a little bit of strep throat when I talked to him in the pits. He said things are good. He actually had some of the faster times in practice today. And I would guess he's going to be able to catch up with Schnell. We'll see if he can get by him. But Roncada right now in second place. Will he attack the whoops and try to push it to catch the leader, Tedesco? Let's see how he attacks and how he comes in. He preloads and gets going a smooth line, but he doesn't look to be going any faster than Schnell. Oh, Walker
Matt
down.
Walker. So Walker, forgetting to listen to Cameron and preload that front end, he drops the front tire, goes over the falls.
It didn't look like a particularly
tough. Right there.
That Doc Bodner, that's the Asterisk Medical crew. They're on site right away. They're at all the events. Doc Bodner, an emergency room
on the right
doctor.
of your screen.
He drops the wheel, starts coming over the bars, and it looks like just hit his arm down on the ground. It didn't look particularly tough, but he's still catching the wind, maybe knocking the wind out of himself. We don't want to speculate. You never know what's going on. And still trying to get himself together with the doc there.
But right now, FMF Tough Blocks are his best friend. As we go back to our leader, number 29, Ivan Tedesco. Stephane Roncada now sits in second place. Greg Schnell, number 52, sits in third. When we come back, more of the 125 main event from Phoenix, Arizona. Stay with us.
Today, 1 p.m. on ESPN.
Bank One Ballpark is the site in Phoenix, Arizona. This is the 125 main event. Number 29, Ivan Tedesco is your leader. As we take a look at the Dassault running order, it's Tedesco and teammate Stephane Roncada going 1 and 2. Greg Schnell on the 52 Honda sitting in third, and Brock Sellards on the 18 right now sits in fourth place. And again, another rider goes down right in that dicey section.
Well, as long as they don't go down in front of Tedesco, he's not too worried about it. These berms, this is kind of a cool section, unusual. A long opening into the whoops. You see Tedesco coming in pretty quick, but still losing some speed at the end. Not getting everything he wants there, but looking buttery smooth. And that a lapper, that is Timmy Wygand on the 56 bike. Finally got that straight. And
just to recap quickly,
Roncada, sorry.
61, sorry Cameron, 61. Kawasaki rider Troy Adams went down through a very dicey section. You see Tedesco going past him. Looks like he's okay. He's back up on the bike, but he's going to let a few more bikes go by him. But that forces some of the riders to go through this section where they normally double out. They've got to slow down because the yellow flag is out. Meanwhile, Roncada getting through that. But Ivan Tedesco, for him, it's all happening behind him, Cameron. Everyone has to slow down for the yellow flags. Tedesco has got clear sailing.
Yep, Schnell third still, and he's got some people chasing back there.
Travis Preston, one of them, number 62, moving up to the back. There you see Brock Sellards.
And Brock right now is riding with some ribs. He actually, I don't know if he totally dislocated them, but he said they came out. And this was in a crash at Anaheim in the day qualifying. And he's had a hard time when his body gets hot and he gets working. That's when it really starts to hurt. He says he can feel it up against his lungs. And we know Brock is a hard charger, a strong guy, and he's not one to not race unless he really can. Even though he's hurting, he's still doing it. And he's doing a great job right now.
So Brock Sellards currently holding down the fourth position here in the 125 main event from Phoenix, Arizona. Your leader, number 29, Ivan Tedesco on board the Kawasaki. Number 21, Stephane Roncada sits in second. And number 52, Greg Schnell sitting in third.
Preston here on the 62 bike. He was your runner-up on your West Coast Championship last year to James Stewart, who's racing on the East Coast. You see him catching the tough block. Lots of guys catching tough blocks today, but those are there for safety. They got to be there.
A lot of the riders have talked about the dirt being kind of slippery. This is the end of the evening. The main event is the track course. I mean, Dirtworks has done a great job maintaining the course. These guys just running too high speeds and too hot of lines.
They really haven't. When you keep using the berms and the corners, it keeps throwing the dirt around and moving it around and making it looser farther down. And here we go. Preston back. Look how far back on the motorcycle he is. Brock kind of riding more to the mid-back, and Preston's taller. Maybe that's going to help him. A lanky guy gets back on the bike and keeps the weight on the back front wheel up and just skims those whoops. Maybe takes a different line than he has been there to make sure Brock can't get back past him.
Travis Preston, number 62, moves ahead of Brock Sellards, number 18. Cameron pointed out he had the rib condition. You talk about him being a little taller. Is there a definite advantage to the whoops, or is that myth?
Well, you would say if he's a taller guy, I mean, he would be leading, but right here definitely looks like an advantage. And a lot of people say being tall because see how your bike moves up and down between your legs? It doesn't hit him in the backside as often as maybe it hit Brock Sellards. So I would say it's an advantage, but I'm a taller guy and I can't go through the whoops.
Way to claim it, Cameron. As we look at Preston, number 62, continuing to work that Honda, the big thumper four-stroke. Travis Preston currently sitting in 4th place. There's picture perfect. Look at that. Just working through the whoops.
And again, right past Greg Schnell, and the height and advantage. Greg's not a tall guy, I guess I should say. So he's got some height as well, but he's getting right past Preston. Just looking good right now. He's on the gas and trying to take a look at some of the lap times. Actually, Tedesco put down the fastest lap so far at a 56.5, but Travis Preston has the next best time with the 57, about even, so he is moving up. And there he is, Tedesco.
Ivan Tedesco, the man who didn't get the whole shot, but he was awfully close to Greg Schnell when he did. Tedesco has led throughout after that first lap, and he continues to lead as we are in lap 10 of 15 here in the 125 main event. Ivan Tedesco, your leader, followed by Stephane Roncada and Travis Preston in 3rd place. We'll be back to Phoenix, Arizona after this short break.
Carmichael versus Wyndham. Two-stroke versus
8100.
Welcome back to Phoenix. This is Bank One Ballpark. You are watching the 125 main event. Todd Harris along with Cameron Steele and Jamie Little. And your leader continues to be number 29, Ivan Tedesco on board the Kawasaki. And Cameron, I don't want to say he's a revelation because last year he wrapped up the 125 East on a winning streak. He's just picked up where he left off, but on a new bike.
Yeah, staying off the dirt is key for Ivan, not crashing, not getting hurt. He's always been a guy that attacks it and charges, and right now it definitely looks like he is smoothed out quite a bit. He's led all but one lap here tonight. He's been looking great in the whoops, and those are some tough whoops. They're deep, they're close together, so you can skim them pretty easily, but if you do drop down, it's going to cost you. There, the triple, and here's a section where he's been able to go triple, and then triple, and double out. It's definitely the fastest way through there. And these four-strokes are looking tough, I'll tell you. Mitch Payton over at the Pro Circuit Camp has done a good job putting these bikes together. And I was talking to him about the new fuel restrictions here in Supercross and in all AMA racing. And, you know, they're not able to run the leaded fuel like they were able to. And, well, the 125cc bikes, the regular 125s, they're more built up and they need that lead as a cooling agent. So the guys are just finally getting around to build those bikes up, you know, as good or close to as good as they were in the past. And the four-strokes were not really hampered by the fuel change. And, well, hence you have tons of four-strokes leading these and actually, you know, basically look like they're going to win.
Folks, who needs Mr. Goodwrench when you have Cameron Steele? Nice education piece right there, Cameron, as we look at Stephane Roncada currently running in 2nd place. One more piece of advice. Is it a four-stroke or a two-stroke? What do you think the future is?
Well, right now I'm saying the four-stroke is the future of the 125cc class. And the guys, they have more power. And here you see Travis Preston coming up also on a four-stroke. And the guys that are heavier or taller, bigger guys, they can ride this 250 four-stroke. And they have a little bit more of an advantage than riding the little two-stroke. And now with the fuel, you know, I'm going to say that the four-stroke is here to stay. And, well, it shows by the results.
What wins on Saturday, Sunday usually sells on Monday. And right now, Ivan Tedesco is doing a lot of winnings. We go back to Andrew Short wearing the helmet cam. He currently sits in 5th place.
Andrew's got to be a little frustrated. You know, he's a guy that really likes to win and is capable of winning. A lot of people are talking about him actually being one of the favorites for the 125 West. And, well, 4th place last week and running 5th right now, it doesn't put him out of that championship battle. But watching a guy like Tedesco and watching Roncada, how fast they're going, you got to wonder, you know, is it maybe the bike, the gas is something that's a little bit different? Right there, you're looking at 4th, 5th, and 6th place.
Brock Sellards in the fray right now with Greg Schnell and Andrew Short. Look at Short. It's the helmet, folks. Look at that. So Andrew Short picks up yet another spot, closes down the line on Greg Schnell. Now he closes in on Brock Sellards and tries to track down the Yamaha rider.
It looks like he mistimed just a little bit there for Andrew, maybe thinking Greg might try to come up on the other side of him there on the 52 bike. And
It's cool. Greg isn't giving up these positions totally. I mean, the guys are getting past and going on, but he doesn't just throw in the towel. He tries to come back and show a wheel.
With just about 2 laps to go, we'll give you a quick reset of the Tissot running order. You've got Ivan Tedesco way out in front, running best lap time of 56.5. No one even close to that. Then Stephane Roncada sits in second. Travis Preston on board the Honda number 62 sits in third. And then it's Brock Sellards and Andrew Short. Nathan Ramsey, though, I'm somewhat surprised that Ramsey's not up there, number 25. Did so well in qualifying. He currently sits in 13th place.
Well, there's got to be something going on there. I'm not sure if he crashed or had a problem, but definitely unlike Ramsey after we saw him tearing up this course here in Arizona. I mean, the guy's been on fire the whole time we've been here. There's something going on, something more than meets the eye. And, well, it's the final lap, and Ivan Tedesco is running away with it, Todd.
Well, normally with the white flag out, you tell the rest of the field it's go time, but Tedesco's lead is so enormous. He's got a teammate right behind him, so he's got a good buffer there. Ivan Tedesco, folks, dominated Anaheim last week, and it looks like he's going to do the same here in Phoenix, Arizona. The Valley of the Sun is a good place for hot sauce, as Tedesco just scorches down that back straightaway, the first base line. Cameron, I'll tell you what, barring a major disaster, Ivan Tedesco is going to whip it up for the fans and pick up another victory.
He's got some of the sickest whips. He can throw the bike around like, I mean, he's one of the best for sure. The finish line, I think he's going to be throwing a whip out to the left. He actually talked about it when we were walking the track. He's like, hey, this finish line's good for whipping, so we'll see what he throws down right here.
125 main event, your winner, Ivan Tedesco. Going back to second place, and it's going to be a while. Coming through right now is Stephane Roncada, so the Kawasaki's go 1 and 2. A much better showing this week for Travis Preston, as he will finish on the podium. So as Ivan Tedesco whips up the fans here at Bank One Ballpark, we'll step aside, take a break, talk to our winner when we come back. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. It's Bank One Ballpark, 125 Supercross, the West region. Todd Harris along with Cameron Steele, Jamie Little. What a great main event. Right now, let's send it down to Jamie Little.
Travis Preston, our 2002 125 West champion. Travis, it's so good to see you back up on the podium. Mr. Funny Guy, I always like talking to you.
It's good to be back, Jamie. It's nice to see you again. And, yeah, I was off for so long, I started to wonder if I still knew how to ride a motorcycle.
I know you earned this tonight, but going through the whoops, you have such a different style. We always like watching you go through there.
Yeah, that worked out good for me tonight. It was really messed up, choppy, and big, so that's where I made all my passes tonight.
Hey, all the guys out here aren't short. It's good to be tall sometimes.
Sometimes, not all the time.
All right, Travis. Hey, you still got a chance, but Ivan Tedesco, you got to stop these Kawasaki guys.
I know, it's starting to piss me off. I'm always racing against Kawasaki, so I'm going to do something about it next weekend.
Always exciting to see Travis Preston on the podium. Great job, Travis.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie. As we take a look at the Honda 125 main event results, your winner, Ivan Tedesco, followed by Stephane Roncada. Travis Preston anchors down third. Then it's Andrew Short and Brock Sellards rounding out the top 5. Greg Snell with a great hole shot. Then it's the Goose, Chris Gosler, Gibson, Summy, and Johnny Marley. You see in 11th, Nathan Ramsey, not the finish that he wanted. Josh Hansen will check in at 13th. Right now, let's send it back down to Jamie Little.
Stephane Roncada stepping it up. One spot on the podium this week. Stephane riding unbelievably. Great ride tonight.
Well, you know, hopefully next week it'd be another spot ahead, and that'd be great. You know, I'd love to win one of those. The bike is definitely fast, and I can do it, so hopefully next time a better start, and I'll be up there.
Stephane, I know you and Ivan Tedesco ride together. You train together every day of the week. Is that a hindrance at all, or does it help you out there racing against him?
No, I think we both get better, you know, since we practice together, because, you know, he does something better than I do do something better than he does, so we always try to beat the other one. So I think that's one of the reasons why we are both on the podium tonight, because we really push each other at the track and during the week, so it's a plus.
I think it's your turn next week.
Well, you know, hopefully it's my turn next week, you know. It's always good when a Kawasaki rider is on the podium, and especially when he wins the race. But hopefully next week I can win the race, and hopefully I'll feel better next week, and I'll I'll take it away home.
All right, Stephane Roncada back to racing and having a good time.
As we take a look at the road to Vegas, the Las Vegas Strip, and we will be there later on in the year. The point standings right now, it has been all Ivan Tedesco, and who's got his back? His teammate, Stephane Roncada. What a great race. One more time, back down to Jamie.
Ivan Tedesco remains unstoppable. 2 races, 2 wins. Ivan, what in the world are you doing different this year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's my bike. You know, the Kawasaki and Pro Circuit put a really good bike together for me, and the worst start I've gotten all year is a 2nd place, and you know, good start, and it's helped me out a lot.
Were you surprised when the privateer Greg Schnell got out in front of you and kind of diced with you there a little bit?
Yeah, it was good. Greg was riding good the first couple laps, and I made a good move on him, and just rode a good race, you know, and checked out, and just rode really smooth, and hopefully next week I could just get a good start like that again and do the same thing.
I asked Stephane, you guys ride together every day of the week. Do you like being out there and having him in 2nd place, or does it worry you a little bit?
You know, for sure, Stephane's been riding really good lately, and I saw him back there in 2nd. I was kind of happy he was back there because if there's anybody else, you know, you get a little nervous. But no one was really too close to me, so I was just riding out there smooth.
All right, Ivan Tedesco, a rider we see on the podium every year, but this year, I don't know, I think you're commanding that 125 West title. We'll have to see as time plays on. Guys, back to you.
As we take a look at our next show, you definitely want to check your local listings. But remember, on the 18th, we are back-to-back hours at 12 and 1 p.m. Eastern. It's Anaheim, 125 up first, and then the 250 bikes. Remember, it's the THQ AMA Supercross Series. So that will wrap things up from Phoenix, Arizona's Bank One Ballpark. Cameron Steele, your final thought.
Well, it was an awesome race, and although Brock Sellards is injured, it's good to see him back in the fray, moving amongst the movers and shakers. But the mover and shaker is got to be Ivan Tedesco. He has matured completely. He is not only fast, which he's always been, and able to go for it, but he has linked everything together, and he looks almost unstoppable. Big shout out to Travis Preston getting back on the podium. We thought we'd see him last week, but hey, now he's there.
And Stephane Roncada also on the podium. So on behalf of Jamie Little and Cameron Steele, I'm Todd Harris saying good night from Phoenix. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. So long from Phoenix.